I need some water. I can't do this. I'm too hot. Look at this sweat. My hair needs to go up. I don't even care. Look at this. What's good, guys? It's Aida. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, because my aim on this channel is to teach you how to become hairdresser free, how to do your own hair in the comfort of your own home. So make sure you turn on that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post. So I'm about to film a cornrow feed-in tutorial for you all. But before I do that, I decided to film a separate video showing you how to stretch your braiding hair before braiding. I often get the question of why will you actually stretch or feather or pull your hair before braiding it, and the reason is because when you cut your hair, most of the time the hair needs to be cut because it is too long. So when you cut your braiding hair, it's going to have really blunt ends, and what these blunt ends do is that if you are not going to cut your hair later on down the line, it means that when you braid it, it has really sharp and like sticking out ends. You don't want that. You want your hair to end really nice and naturally so that it goes into that smooth, like it kind of goes inwards like a little slim little braid, a little tail. That's what you want. You don't want it to just be like this, like sticking out, unless of course you're doing a style where you need to maybe burn the ends or you're going to put elastic bands on the ends. Then you don't necessarily need to pull your hair. But if your hair is a certain length, then most times you will have to pull it, and you will have to do other things to prepare your hair before actually braiding it. Unstretched hair can also make the ends stick out within the braid depending on the kind of braiding technique that you're using, because if you are using a way that you're folding your braiding hair over and the sticking out ends are now showing and are exposed, that's going to show up in your hair, and you're going to have to go through and basically snip them all off. Because stretching your hair is quite time consuming, a lot of companies now sell pre-stretched hair, which is amazing. But say if you need a certain hair length, then learning how to stretch your hair is going to be really useful. The tools you're going to need to stretch your hair are your braiding hair, obviously, scissors, really sharp scissors. I'm using fabric scissors because they are the sharpest ones that I have, and a brush or a wide tooth comb. See, I prefer using a brush because it's a bit more flexible and it has multiple teeth, which then allow you to get rid of knots a bit faster, and it's more durable. It's more likely to break a tooth on a wide tooth comb than it is with these. So a brush like this is really helpful. Today I'm using XPressions hair. It is 100% Kanekalon hair, and it is not pre-stretched. So this is going to be the perfect hair to show you how to do this technique. I've already opened the pack, but I haven't cut it yet. So this is how the hair looks. It comes braided already, so it will have like a long braid down and then a hairband at the end. And what you're going to want to do is, depending on the length you want, you're going to need to cut your hair. Unless you want it this long, obviously, then don't cut it. But most of the time, you're gonna need to cut your hair. I like to cut my hair into 3 different sections. This will make my braids go up to like my waist area. When it comes, it has a rubber band right in the middle, right here. So I'm going to take one side, fold it to where I think 1/3 of the way is, bend the hair round. And is it 1/3 of the way? No, I've got a lot of excess hair there. So just keep doing it until you get 1/3 of the way there. Fold it over, and that is pretty close for me. So now I know exactly where I'm gonna cut, where my thumb is. So using your sharp scissors, you're going to cut exactly where it folds. So that is approximately here. And now you have 1/3. Now with this piece that I have left, the longer piece, just going to fold it in half and cut it where that half is. Then I'm going to cut the rubber band here, and that is done. Now we have 3 segments pretty equal in length. So what you're going to do next is make sure that all your hair is aligned, so the ends line up with each other. You might get some that isn't exactly in line, but try to do it to the best of your ability. So what you need to do now is basically pull segment by segment, little bit by little bit. That's what it is. You're just pulling bits of hair upwards, making sure to keep a tight grip on this so that your hair doesn't start to move around too much. So this is all you're doing, pull it up little by little. You can get a bit faster with it. Pinch a little segment and pull it up. And you just keep going until this whole bit is done. Try your best not to pull a big chunk at once because that will defeat the whole purpose. Your aim is to now separate them so that they have a kind of ending that is different lengths, and this will then produce that natural end of your braid. You see when I pull this, you don't want this whole section, you want to separate this. And from experience, I would suggest doing this a pack at a time. So say if you're going to need to use 4 packs, maybe separate 1 pack at a time or 1.5 packs at a time, just so that it doesn't get too tangled up and too messy. Once that is complete, you're basically going to have a giant knot in this area. And if you have any bits that are sticking out at the bottom, they didn't get done. So you want to take them and bring them to the top and pull them as well. So once that's all done, what you want to do is bring your hand towards the middle of the hair and basically brush out all of this. You're going to fight with it, trust me. Making sure to flip it so you get the inside as well. If you see any parts sticking out like this, it means they haven't been pulled properly. So you're going to want to bring them down, pull them, and then brush again. Flipping over. Pulling one side can be enough, but I like to make sure that I pull both sides just in case there are any bits that didn't get pulled. Doing this also means that your hair is somewhat longer than it would have been if you had just cut it. Because the strands are now different lengths, it makes the overall bundle a lot longer. Put your hair in the middle again and now brush out this side. Changing the angle at which you brush your hair is going to help as well. Clear the brush whenever you feel like it's too full. And then also make sure that you move your hand to different positions as well, because there's going to be a clump here that hasn't been brushed out. And there we have it, guys. Much more natural, fluffy, ends looking more natural braiding hair ready to be put into your head. And that concludes how to feather, pull or stretch your hair for braiding. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned loads from that video. And make sure you watch all my other braiding videos where you're gonna need this technique. And I will see you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.